Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new Tesla update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over Tesla, let's go over the market, let's talk about what happened today and what we can expect moving forward. So as usual, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button as it does help a lot. This is not financial advice and I am not a financial advisor. I'm just looking for something quickly here, sorry. I'm not a financial advisor. Of course, my membership section on YouTube is live. The link is down below for just $3 a month or $2.99 a month. You get access to all my intraday thoughts, posts, updates, technical analysis, options flow, etc. on Tesla every single day the market is open. But with that being said and done, let's jump into it. Tesla closing the day down, unfortunately, 5% on the day, closing at about 166.64 per share, which, compared to the market is not the worst thing in the world. And I'll explain why with, QQQ being down almost 1%, SPY being down about 0.6%. So the main thing I want to talk about is obviously going to be, well, first of all, is down naturally because, well, this is what I was looking for, right? Tesla reported deliveries of 386,000 essentially of vehicles in Q1, which is substantially lower than expected, right? The expected numbers, which is pretty disappointing. I honestly didn't think it would be lower than 400,000. It is. So pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. Pretty bad. Hopefully this is just a one-off type quarter and it's kind of the bandage is ripped off and hopefully we can get better in Q2. That's obviously the hope, if you will, from the bulls. Obviously time will tell and we'll see what the earnings call and what they say on the earnings call and whatnot, but I'm not gonna lie, pretty disastrous. This is not the ideal scenario, but thankfully there's other parts of Tesla that are still doing pretty darn well, like energy, for instance, is doing well. FSD is progressing pretty damn impressively, right? And et cetera. We have the Model 2 coming out supposedly next year. So there's still, a lot of stuff to look forward to, but man, this was definitely a hard pill to swallow. But, I did mention yesterday how there was a lot of bearish puts, weekly puts, like millions in dollars of weekly puts that came in on Tesla for this Friday. I talked about them on Thursday and I talked about them yesterday, right? So thankfully, I personally avoided a lot of this pain. I think I lost like 0.2% of my portfolio because I bought in too early, honestly. A pre-market when Tesla was falling, I bought in too early, I'm not gonna lie. But, nonetheless, I avoided pretty much all of this pain, mainly because, well, I saw that put action flow, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and avoid it except for my one cash secured put, which is still chilling, which is pretty much even right now, actually. It's like break even because, it did rally. Anyway. Let's talk about it very quickly though. So the main thing I want to talk about, and then we'll talk about more on the options flow end, of course, but the main thing I want to talk about here is going to be, well, the chart itself, right? The chart itself is still not looking that bad, right? We are pretty much right at the bottom of this channel, right? Remember this channel that we've been in for quite some time. We're pretty much right back at the bottom. We had that falls breakdown, but we're chilling at the bottom of it once again, right? We still technically have this kind of descending wedge, right? With this channel here and this red line here that we're kind of zigzagging and getting tighter and tighter. And this has the potential to explode to the upside. Does it mean it has to be to the upside? No, it does not. But it has that potential, right? Obviously, there's also the potential we explode well to the downside into Earth's core, right? That's always a possibility. So we'll have to, be careful to see which way we break. But the way I look at it is this: we have that, little wedge forming that we are getting to the pretty much apex of right here, right now. So that's gonna be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. We did play out this bear flag, right? This bear flag that we've been talking about, right? If we go ahead and take this and measure or something like this, that's the pull. And if technically, if we play out this bear flag according to the breakdown, right? I mean, I don't think we'll go this slow personally, but this does suggest that we can easily go to the 150s, if not even the 140s, to really truly play out this bear flag breakdown. Doesn't mean it absolutely has to, no, but that is something that you should be mentally prepared for just in case. Now, again, I want to make it clear. Tesla being down 5% today is not bad. And the reason I say it's not bad is because, again, Tesla has about a 2 to 2.5 beta compared to QQQ, SPY, etc. right? So with QQQ, for instance, being down 1% today, that pretty much means that about 2 to 2.5% of Tesla's redness, if you will, today is attributed to the market being, well, red. So that means that only about another, we'll just say roughly 3-ish% of Tesla's down day is pretty much off the honestly disastrous delivery numbers, which I'm kind of surprised that it's not down more. I'm surprised Tesla's only down 5% today on a fairly red market day on some pretty substantially disappointing looking numbers over here, which kind of hold some pretty questionable implications. And it's not down like 10%, honestly, on these kind of disastrous numbers. I really thought if it would go under 400,000, Tesla would be down easily to the 150s, but it's holding up shockingly well, I would even argue, and on some pretty damn decent volume today as well. So that's important to understand. The stochastic has lost its momentum. The MACD is still looking pretty decent. The RSI is obviously losing some momentum here as well, but we are approaching what looks to be a pretty massive area of a potential bounce/support area. So we'll see how this plays out. Obviously, if we lose this area, well, we expect the 150s to potentially even the low 140s next. That would be a very real possibility, and that's where I will personally be buying much more aggressively, even though I did obviously start a position in this general mid 160s, we'll say, today, right? So that's the way I'm playing it, right? I bought shares, I instantly sold calls against them, and I have cash secured puts as well. That, you know, one of them a little bit aggressive because I wouldn't mind buying more, and one of them a little bit lower. So that's the way I'm personally playing it right now. So that's kind of how I'm seeing it. Right here, right now. So we always talk about trading Tesla on this channel, but imagine if you could also trade Tesla events as well. Well, now you can, thanks to Kalshi. For instance, you can trade on events like, will Tesla meet deliveries this quarter and at what level? Will Optimus be on sale before 2026, or will Elon Musk be out as Tesla CEO this year? So thanks to today's sponsor, Kalshi, which was founded by 2 MIT engineers, and it's the first legal financial exchange in the US where you can bet on any event. It is basically like the New York Stock Exchange, but instead of investing in stocks, you can invest in events and things that you care and know about, like for instance, Tesla. The exchange has hundreds of thousands of users and has already seen more than $500 million of trading, which is pretty impressive. So like I said, you can trade on many different events, right? Such as, will the Fed rate cut by June, or how many number of rate cuts will be there this year? But let's take a look at an example that just actually started for Q2 deliveries. You can essentially here trade and, you know, place what you believe will be the actual correct number as to how many vehicles Tesla will deliver in Q2. So the way it works is simple. Let's say you think for Q2 Tesla will deliver 460,000 or more vehicles. Well, that's currently priced at 40 cents per share. If you buy 100 shares, that's 40 cents, of course, times 100, $40. If Tesla delivers more than 460 or more by Q2, well, then you of course get $100. Otherwise, you get zero. And you can also sell before the event ends. So let's say you're up 80%, you can exit, sell those 100 shares, and get that $80. So thanks to Kalshi for sponsoring this video. The link to their website is down below, so you can check it out for yourself. And the first 500 traders that sign up get a free $20 credits. So coming back to the video and back to the chart itself, I want to talk about quickly the 5 and 13 EMA, right? You can see it is crossed back down to the bottom, right? The green cross below the red, which is obviously not a good sign. That still shows, you know, bearish sentiment. But the one thing I like to look at here is going to be the mean reversion, the regression, the band's regression line, right? Which is going to be this, right? So on the daily, you can see we are approaching the first level of being considered oversold. And on the 4-hour chart, we're also pretty much approaching, or touched rather, the second line of, you know, the oversold conditions. So that's important, and we so far bounced off of those. And keep in mind that we usually don't hug these lines, especially closer to the red one, for too long, unless a major catalyst like earnings really tanked us substantially hard, which can be the one, you know, outlier, if you will. But that's why I'm also entering positions, because we are entering some pretty oversold territories. And if sometime this week we do enter the 150s, we are going to be substantially oversold in the short term, which will be technically short-term bullish because we're just that oversold. Like, it's pretty much due for a bounce, right? You can't just keep going down, just like you can't keep going up. So that's kind of the way I'm looking at it right now, right? Now, if we do get a bounce from here, obviously the resistance levels above us are pretty simple, right? We have this kind of 171-ish level of resistance to as high as this 175 level, right? This massive area should be a pretty substantial resistance. I can't see us breaking that anytime soon. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Tesla pretty much dances around, you know, potentially even back into the 170s to as low as potentially even back to the 150s, and we just kind of zigzag around this general area for quite some time, just doing really a whole lot of nothing, like kind of like this. That really wouldn't surprise me, right? But obviously we'll take it action by action. But again, if there's a place to bounce, if there's a place to find support, we're pretty much right at it right now. And very quickly, I do want to talk about options flow as well, right? The one outliers that came in today was, you know, these two right here, about 200K each, right? Pretty much a year out, so 2025 March 21st, 90 put and 85 put. So these guys are either hedging or they're just kind of, you know, lottos over here, if you will, for Tesla drawing down substantially more, pretty much another 50% from the current levels to about 90 to 85. That's kind of what they're betting on, and we'll see if that actually holds to fruition or not. It is 1 year out, but all in all, I'm still seeing a decent amount of puts flow in overall, even though the bullish flow today does say Tesla is the highest. I do see personally a lot of puts flowing in still, so we'll see how that plays out in the coming days. But personally, especially with the market printing some pretty nice looking candles today, I expect a bit of a bounce tomorrow, honestly, in the market and Tesla most likely as well, as long as it follows, because again, the market printed up some pretty decent looking daily hammer candles today, and I do expect continuation to the upside tomorrow. Well, not continuation, but, you know, upside tomorrow for the general broader market, which I'm, you know, thinking Tesla should in theory follow up a little bit, though of course we have a lot of resistance above us to deal with. So I don't think Tesla's, you know, running away anywhere anytime soon. I don't think it will. I think there's gonna be a lot of resistances above us. I think we're gonna be kind of going sideways overall. Like, I'd be pretty surprised if we break above like 175, let alone like 183 anytime soon. Honestly, I really will be surprised, but obviously we'll take it day by day, level by level, and, you know, we'll see how it plays out. But as of right now, we're at a massive support area, which I expect to hold at least for the short term, and then we'll, you know, see how it reacts accordingly in the next few days, and I'll keep you all updated as well. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.